Well, there's a first for everything, mate.
Yeah. So exciting.
It is exciting, but before we get on to the exciting stuff, we have to look back, surely. The longest priced winner in a Group 1 in Australian history. Luna Fox. Best starting price of 420 to 1.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's the sort of price where, after the fact, hindsight's a beautiful thing. But you just look at it, it's like, $400, I'll just chuck $2 each way on it.
Yeah, but no, I couldn't find it still. There was unders.
Yeah. Yeah.
But on to the next thing, mate. On to the future, we have our great mate, Matthew Dolan. Dolab, great to have you on, mate.
Thanks for having me, boys.
How good. I can't wait to get you involved. You're on a hot streak at the moment, mate.
Yeah, as I was just saying before, it might all come to an end this weekend after throwing my tips out there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you and Macca, mate, you've kicked off the autumn in great Group 1 style, so good to see.
Yeah, look, you guys have been on fire, and it's made things very interesting in the Group 1 tally. There's a certain B. Weston who I think will be listening very keenly to your tips.
Yeah, I reckon he might be trying to steal a few.
He probably
now
will
I'm
be.
beating him.
He probably will be.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's not waste any more time, lads, because I have a feeling this one could go for hours. So let's try and get on. Horses to follow. I'm going to sit out this one.
Okay.
You two, do the honours. DJ, kick us off.
I've just got one from the weekend. 4 moves ahead. She
Yep.
won the Sweet Embrace Stakes, which was race 3 in Randwick. She's all class, ran a nice second, but I think 4 moves ahead was probably really tough. And found out afterwards, trainer Johnny Sargent said she had a ton of issues in the last couple of weeks, some barrier troubles and things like that, and she was only at about 80% fitness for that race. So he's really confident in her. For the slipper, she's currently 4th in the line of betting, which I think is about $12. So.
Side note, how good is the slipper going to be this year?
Oh, it's stacked.
Mate.
Stacked. I think the boys are probably a bit above the girls in this edition, but as we know, anything can happen on race day.
Yeah. Well, I think you're the 2-year-old specialist in the group.
Oh, yeah. Look, I like the 2-year-olds. I like 4 moves ahead because she's got the same silks as my girl Shoals. So yeah, we'll see what happens on slipper day. But
he's loyal, isn't he?
Yeah,
isn't he? Oh, right.
A little bit. But yes, I thought from the weekend she's one that really stood out to me from her toughness. So
okay, all right, Day.
Or on the topic of 2-year-olds, Tycoon Hummer.
Yeah,
in the first.
No, yeah.
I thought that the last 50 metres just absolutely rocketed by to get the job done. So unlike Jonesy, I absolutely hate 2-year-olds and can't pick them. So probably throw that one away, I think. But we'll see what happens. One I'll probably be following this weekend on the quick backup was 50 Stars.
Big 50, dirty
my
50
boy,
Stars.
My boy Fiddy.
Came home like a freight train.
Absolute freight train. Always good to see, especially after his the start before, which wasn't too great.
Yeah.
But he's turned it around, which he has done in the past.
Well, they had COVID, mate. What do you expect?
Oh, no. He was struggling, the big fella.
I didn't realise that he still had his nuts, 50 Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
You know, the only reason why he's still racing is because there's been no interest from stud farms.
Yeah, which is unbelievable. I think he's definitely one of those horses where you're probably going to get some consistent progeny. But what would I know about breeding?
Yeah, no, I think the tried ones, they're the ones I'd want to go after, at stud, but without any knowledge in the game. They've been there, they're constantly grinding away. But yeah, I think at stud as well, anything that's won over like 1,600 metres, it's kind of a big cross against their name, which is weird, but anyway.
Yeah. I think 50 Stars over any distance, I'll take him. To be honest. The only other one I had jotted down who finished really strong was Cherry Tortoni.
Oh, huge run.
Has shown promise before and been a bit of a letdown in my opinion, but hopefully this year over 2,000 metres might be a bit stronger and get the chocolates.
Yeah, I think they're taking him to the Rosehill Guineas next against our boy Lions Raw. No chance.
Absolutely no shot.
Lions were all absolutely towed him up last time. He's going to towel him up again.
Here we go.
Mate, a 300-to-1 pop won that race.
Oh,
you can sack everything behind it.
Tagaloa.
Oh, where are they now?
Yeah. For me, look, that was 4 moves ahead was the only one I had from the weekend. But looking into this weekend, obviously got an eye on the slipper. 2 big races, the Todman Stakes and the Riesling Stakes.
That has to be close to the race of the day, the Todman.
Oh, unbelievable. We've got Profiteer, Stay Inside, Home Affairs, Remark, a few others. So, yeah, that's definitely a race I'll be watching very keenly. And then the Riesling. There's an unraced filly by the Hawks, from the Hawks stable, called G-Star. We'll talk about her a bit more later, but yeah, she's come in from $15 into $9 already, so keen to see how she goes this weekend.
Do you have a slipper price for her, or is she not nommed?
She's not. Oh, she's nommed, I believe, but
not going.
I don't think there's a price for her yet because she doesn't have the prize money to get in.
Yeah.
So if she wins this, she'll obviously get in, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Any others, boys?
That was all from me.
Okay. Well, I'm handing straight back to you here, Doe. Polo Recipients. This is your time to shine, big boy.
Losing.
DJ and I are having a week off.
Week off, yeah.
Week off.
This is your Polo giving virginity gone out the window. So
Gonski.
Weirdly glad I'm here for it.
I actually had a lot of trouble, to be honest, with the polos this week. For the Navy polo, I have put the punter who copped the 250k quaddie win with the Navy polo.
Had to.
What a legend,
mate.
How about that?
So, quick recap. I'm sure anyone who follows racing has seen this, but $200 on. He's taken 2 horses in the first leg. I think it was Best of Days, Bod, and Star of the Seas. Star of the Seas wins. Field. You want the roughies to win. A 300-to-1 pop into a 60-to-1 pop. 1 out. Shower in the last. How ballsy is that?
Just imagine how you'd be feeling.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Didn't Sharla come home with like an absolute freight train? So I don't know where that man was when he was watching it, but everyone would have got around him. Would have been unreal.
Mate, how are you? And we'll touch on this later, but your value play of the day jumping at $3.80.
Mate, I know. She was like, I think she was about $9 or $10 when I was doing the form. So she just got pumped in.
Yeah.
So I thought I was onto something, but every other punter in Australia was as well. Nothing special.
I think Forbidden Love winning the Group 1 in Sydney helped as well. So that big tick for Odium this weekend anyway. Who's your white or a black? What are you giving out this week?
So I've gone with the black.
Okay. Ooh, someone's done something dodgy.
Is that bad?
I don't know. It could be.
Well, black was middle tier, not too bad, but for some people, obviously terrible. But for others, one in particular could be good. I've kept in the same form line with this quaddie, and I've gone Michael D for getting Luna Fox home. For old mate with his Navy polo.
Yeah.
They can stand together.
Oh, mate. He has to have a black soul, Michael D, for getting that thing home. Did you hear him after the race?
No.
I can't say I did.
He said, Richo's like, well, the whole punting nation hates you at the moment. How do you feel? And he's like, I don't really care, to be honest. But Richo's like, do you give this thing any hope? No, not really. I thought it'd run pretty average, to be honest. Didn't give it much hope. You know what the trainer did during the week to rev it up?
No.
So they put the blinkers back on, first of all, but he's a young colt. So what they did is put him between 2 fillies, which for colts is an absolute no-go because they just go nuts. But he was like, no, we need to get the juices flowing in the young man. And then
roll him up a bit.
Yeah, rolled him up and then bang.
There you
wins
go.
at 300-to-1. Horse trainers, mate. They're
geniuses.
Out of the box.
Geniuses.
Yeah. All right, purple.
The purple polo. So this was a ultimate struggle of mine to actually pick one this week.
You have experience, mate. Come on.
Yeah, well, not being the current the purple polo recipient, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Take it easy. Take it easy. If you want to be invited back.
I couldn't not pick this person as a purple polo recipient coming on to
Here we go.
this podcast for my pure just dislike. I'm sorry, but Hugh Bowman.
For any particular
No
reason?
particular reason, just because it had to be done. I'm sorry, Hugh. Sorry for all those Hugh lovers out there, but
Have you ever
couldn't
found
miss the opportunity.
Have you ever found him?
Never.
Okay, so
Honestly.
we've had 2 guests on this podcast, right? We've had Macca, Epsom weekend, and we've had Dowie. Both times gave Hugh Bowman a purple polo.
It's almost as if they're 2 peas in a pod.
It's the baseline of our friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Tweedledee
And
Tweedledum.
That's good. I'll pay
funny.
that.
That's very funny. I like that. Okay, well done, mate. I think you've done well there. So, but let's get cracking on because we have a stack of Group 1 racing to get through. Let's start off at Flemington, the first leg of the quaddie, the time-honoured Newmarket Handicap, 1200 metre handicap. First run in 1874, and there's only been 5 2-time winners. The latest of which was Redkirk Warrior. And I think he was one of the first ones to actually attempt to go back to back to back, but I think that was his last race ever.
Should have had a picture of Redkirk Warrior here with us.
Yeah, whoops. So who have you got in front of you there, Jones?
In front of Dolab is Sunlight.
Yes, a tough win.
Very tough win. Good
found,
horse.
Well found by Macca that day. When
Very
we were
well found.
at the pub. But for some reason, I've got Merchant Navy in front of me. So when I was printing out these photos, I didn't really take into consideration the actual races for the weekend. So, but 1200 metre Coolmore winner. I'll put both of those wins on in the show notes, and so you can look them up if you want. But both unbelievable wins. But gee, there's one really short in the market here, deservedly so. Has she drawn a bit sticky though?
Yeah, you could argue that. I think her racing pattern, September run we're talking about, is to sort of just stay off pace and then sort of pick a mark when to go. It'll be telling to see which direction she goes because you've got 2 clear leaders in Serious Suspect and Indian Pacific who've both basically drawn opposite ends of the barriers, right? So they'll go forward, and then you'd imagine that the race will sort of split in half. That's how I'm sort of seeing it, being on the Flemington Straight. So she'll have to make a decision September run, or Craig Williams will have to make a decision on the back of her.
Yeah. I agree. Dowie, how do you see this race playing out, mate?
Obviously September run, class horse up the straight. I thought maybe might get stuck at the back in the middle, kind of bogged in.
Yeah.
So I've gone a little bit wide in Zutori. I found myself
You love this horse.
landing on.
Great silks.
Yeah.
Who I actually went with last start, who wasn't great. But I think...
Look, he's beaten on length.
Yeah.
Top weight.
Yeah.
Treated better at the weights here.
So I think came 4th last year in this race. So obviously doesn't mind the
straight,
the track, the distance. Barrier 4. I think we'll get out of trouble in the middle, and it should have a clear path at the end, hopefully to swing by and take it.
Yeah, fair enough. And to be honest, when I was looking at the form for this race, the form on the Flemington Straight is something I looked really closely at, and Zutori is one of those horses that's got that form. Kemmel Passer is another one. Obviously, September run. Serious Suspect's got a pretty decent form line on the Flemington Straight. And then you've got Swatsat as well. So they're the ones I looked more closely at.
Yeah. Serious Suspect. Interesting runner. Has beaten nothing.
Right.
So I think any horse that it has beaten, if it went in this race, it'd be 500 to 1. So that's my only query about it. $13, I'd be wanting to see upward of 20s for mine. Tell you what, there is a horse that has this race written all over it to just destroy quaddies in the first leg. Can you have a guess?
Oh.
Can you tempt me?
Is it Flit?
It is Flit. $27 you're getting for this girl.
Yeah.
proven down the straight. I think the big thing for her is that they've had 5 weeks in between runs. They've kept her fresh. They've kept her at the 1,200 metres. And her first up run on a soft deck, I don't think that's her suitable conditions. I think she likes the track being on top of the ground. Star of the Seas has come out of that race and he's won well. So I think the form has actually stacked up pretty nicely. I think she's well over the odds. She's probably my bet in the race, even though I think September Run will win. I think Flit's the better bet because you're getting 27 and $7 or $6 to place.
Yeah, mate, it's funny because she's in my numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. And drawn outside, she'll be stalking the speed that Serious Suspect will be setting out in front, and I think she'll just scoot home the widest. And yeah, she could be mighty hard to beat.
Okay.
Yeah,
fair enough. I was looking the same way, and I agree with September Run. I think that run last start, what's that run called? What was that race called against Nature Strip?
The Lightning.
Mind blank. The Lightning, yeah, of course. Sorry, punters. She came home super well, and I can't jump off her after that run. She's proven at the distance on the track, absolutely elite on the straight. Swats that, has 2 kegs on her this race, interestingly. Don't know if it's going to be enough, but I think she'll still run well. Nah,
man, she's beaten her every time they've gone out.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
As well. It's the only thing.
And the only question mark I have about September Run, and I think she's probably, her and Rothfire, probably the best 3-year-olds we've seen. But the 3-year-old form, as we've seen, it is just bang average. And look, she kind of proved it last start, but geez, I don't know. She's always drawn really nicely when she's got in the straight. This is her first tricky draw. I still think she will be classy enough to get over him. But my trifecta in the race is September Run on top. I've got Flit running second. I think she's my main bet in the race. And I've got my girl running into third, Brooklyn Hustle, just on love alone.
The more I watch her
Sneaking
replay...
to third this time?
Yeah, 100%. The more I watched the replay of that Oakley a few times, and if Brooklyn Hustle got clear a little earlier, she wins that race.
Yeah. She was held up for 200 metres.
Yeah. Her second up form isn't as strong, but she could blitz him here. You never know.
Yeah, I think she's better when she's fresh, but I saw her the day after she ran that. She was prancing around at the farm that she's at, and I think she's come back a more mature mare, and I wouldn't be surprised if she won. So I'll probably have, my main bet in the race would be Flit, probably 1 by 3, and then have an exacta September Run one out with things over $20.
Yeah, fair. Fair. Look, I've got September Run on top. Swats that running second. Love both those horses, and I've got Flit running third. So a filly and mare trifecta for me.
Beautiful. Dope.
I've got I actually put Zatori on top. September Run coming in for second, and then I've had Swats that in third.
No. Yep. Beautiful.
Fair.
Beautiful. Very fair. So we go from probably one of the races of the day to one of the worst Group 1s I've ever seen in the Australia Cup. 2,000 metres.
Rough on all these.
Way for age. You have the granddads of Australian racing at the top of the market in Humidor and Harlem. And then you have a whole lot of other horses that are just not good. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Oh, look, it's an interesting race. A lot of these came through the... what's that race called? I'm being hopeless today, punters. The Peter Young Stakes.
Yep.
Where Paradis Run won that race, but it was a real blanket finish.
Oh,
so
run slowly.
Yeah.
Can barely take anything out of it.
Could put a blanket over the top 8, I think, in that race. Look, I don't think that's the greatest form for this race. I think those horses at best are Group 2 horses. That was a Group 2 race. But do you know what? I'm going to let the man on my left talk about this horse. 50 starts.
He's one of your favourites.
50 stars. Can never go wrong with him. He can sometimes be a little bit inconsistent, but never when I back him, which is great. So always gets the job done for me. He's on a quick backup, which he's done before, done last year, and I think he came away with a win or a second on the quick backup. He won this race last year as well. So doesn't mind the distance. He powered home last start. And I can see him doing it again, to be honest.
No, so he has the best form in this race by a country mile.
Oh, yeah.
So on the quick backup last year, he won the Australia Cup in the spring.
Yep.
He was a length or two away from Arcadia Queen.
Yep.
Could you imagine the price she would start in this race? She'd be $1.20.
Yeah, she would.
Easily.
So, yeah, he has by far the best form. 2 queries for him. Barrier 3 looks horrific.
I think that's sticky for him.
It's because Ben Hayes was saying that he likes to get more room, but he also has shown the ability to take a forward position, so I don't think he needs to get right back what he usually does. Dry track for mine. I jumped off him on Derby Day because of the dry track. I was super keen on him, saw that, and I jumped off. He loves the cutout, so they're my 2 queries on him, but he deserves to be favourite.
I'm with you there, mate. The barrier for mine was a query. But look, I think Johnny Allen will ride him positively. He knows the horse. So I'm with 50 as well, gents.
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not with 50.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully some juice.
Hopefully some juice.
You won't believe who I've gone here. And it's not who I text you about during the week, Jones. It's...
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Nonconformist.
No. No, he's done his dash with mine.
Okay.
Let me have a quick look through his form and I'll tell you why. Inconsistent for mine. And, he only just beat home Harlem in the spring. No thanks. I've gone the Chris Waller trained runner at the top of the market with Damien Lane in the saddle,
Humidor.
Let me tell you a story about this big fella.
Okay.
He won an Australia Cup about 4 years ago.
Yeah, of course he did.
4 years ago.
Ancient.
Yeah. He's only 8, He's still got enough spring in the legs, but he was 1,400 metres first up. That's not his go. 2,000 metres, he ran winks to 0.7 of a length. Now, that was 3 years ago. But we saw with this bloke, with Chris Waller training him, he's actually come back not too bad in the spring. He was actually pretty decent. He gets track and trip, which he loves. Second up, which is where he peaks. He could steal this. He really can. Damien Lane, how many winners? 3 or 4 last week.
He's in good form, man.
Yeah.
He's in form.
He's behind Jamie Carr in the Jockeys Premiership.
So I think at $18, he is a stupid price. And I wanted to... The more I thought about it, the more I just jumped off 50 stars. And that little mucus issue that he had, and he had a massive run last start down the straight. Will that just take it out of him? I've got that in my mind too. I'm probably reading too much into it, but yeah.
Potentially, mate. Potentially. Mate, fair enough. Humidor last spring, he ran second in the Underwood Stakes to Russian Camelot, third in the Caulfield Stakes to Russian Camelot and Arcadia Queen, and then, forgive for the Cox Plate where he was 12th out of 14 there. So, yeah, first up, 4th out of 9 in the Group 1 CF4. So he's racing in good company, which, like we said, a lot of these horses haven't been. So.
No, I think he's the forgotten horse, and rightly so. I think.
Fair.
It's a good shout.
Yeah, so
fair.
I've got Humidor on top. I'm actually stacking 50 stars. So I've got Steel Prince running second. I think he was very underrated run, and he's the exact type of runner that Jamie Carr can turn around. So she's in the saddle, and I do have 50 run third. So, but yeah,
This trifecta could pay anything.
it could, couldn't it? Have to have $1 at those prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your numbers?
Look, I like 50 stars. I was reading today, Benny Hayes reckons he's come back super well out of that race last start and sounded super confident in him. Yeah, so look, the good track, a little bit of a concern, I guess. I didn't really think about that too much. For me, it was more so the barrier, but I like him above any of these. So I've got him running first. I've actually got Defibrillate running second. It's in a winning run of form. Loves the 2,000 metres.
Done nothing wrong.
Done
has
nothing
it?
wrong.
Yeah.
This is its biggest test, but we'll see. And then I've actually got Nonconformist running third. It loves the distance, and I think it could show something. Ran home really quickly last start, so we'll see.
Yep, I've got 50 on top. He obviously does like a bit of stinging out of the ground, but has won on a good before.
Yep.
And has stormed home before. In second place, I've also got Defibrillate. Has been winning, so I'm liking that form at the moment. And then for third, I've actually gone Paradis, who's also just been winning. And at the moment, I think if you're winning in this field, then probably got a good shout of going close.
Yeah. She won a Group 2, Paradis.
Yeah. She's in great form.
Oh, she won. That was Peter Young.
Yeah.
She won.
She's in great form. Nonconformist actually Blinker's first time, so that might sharpen him up.
Yeah, no, that is a great shout. So I think a mate of ours has gone that as well.
Bradley Weston has,
yeah.
I might go that then.
Oh, he'll jump off. All right. Down we go to Randwick. First Group 1 of the day there is the Randwick Guineas. And there's another shorty. There's a few shorties in at the top of the markets in the Group 1s. But Aegon, my goodness, how impressive was he last start?
Super, super impressive, mate.
So how do you see this one playing out?
Actually looks to be a fair bit of speed in this race, you reckon? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think we'll have Peltzer go forward. I reckon Lions Raw, good friend of the podcast, that horse. He'll go forward. And then I think you'll have things like Here to Shock, Bucharest potentially sort of on pace, maybe North Pacific. And then you've got Aegon, traditionally likes to go back a bit, and then Mwanga and King's Legacy sort of towards the back. So I think there'll be a ton of speed, which will suit the likes of Aegon and Mwanga at the back, I think. Let them work through their gears. For mine, the only knock on Aegon is the fact that he's never raced on a good track before. That's the only knock I could find.
Yeah.
So, what are your boys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I've just scratched it completely because it's a good track. So it's
Love
more
to hear
hopeful
things
than
like
anything. I've just
Crikey.
gone, not even in the top 3.
Wow.
Going to be one of those races where the short price favourite doesn't come away with the goodies.
I'm not questioning his form at the moment.
So
That is a statement.
that's what I'm hoping for.
I love
I think Mwanga is looking to explode this race.
Yeah.
So that's where I'll be putting my tip this weekend.
That is a very good shout.
Love that's where you're putting your tip this weekend. Mwanga Blinkers on first time.
Huge gear change.
Big gear change. North Pacific got the blinkers on first time. Winkers come off. I'm with you. I think Mwanga will run a ripper race, Dolab, but I don't have him on top.
Yeah. No, I think it's a race in 2. Aegon and Mwanga. I was so keen on Mwanga last weekend. He would have won that.
Yeah, he
He
would
would
have.
have won that with a leg in the air. And I think the sticky point for me is barrier 2 for him. I think he's a horse that loves getting room. So I have a feeling they'll take him right back, and then he'll need to get to the outside or, look for runs in between. Aegon's drawn perfectly. I'm not too concerned about the good track. If he's good enough, he'll win.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate, completely. He's shown that he's good enough. He's proven at the 1600 before. Was super impressed with his last run. Yeah, I've got him on top. I've got Mwanga running second and obviously Lions Raw running third.
I was just about to ask what's going on with Lions Raw. I've had him in my top 3 as well.
Yes.
Oh, gee, he's my boy, but I have him running 4th in this race. So I snuck in North Pacific. Only reason why is because Wayne Hawkes during the week was saying he's been calling out for a dry track. Now I've looked at his form and I didn't really believe it at first because I can only remember him just destroying fields on heavy tracks. But you look at the Golden Rose behind Ole Kirk. gee, he ran well that day.
100%.
And that was on a good track. So he might be onto something there. Blinkers on. He could run a nice race. I think he needs to go into your quaddies for insurance.
I had North Pacific running second.
Yeah.
Behind Mwanga. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
both of those two get their dry track and get some space
Fair.
and explode.
Yeah.
Fair, mate. Fair.
100%. Okay, on to the Canterbury Stakes, last Group 1 of the day. Crikey, you have some memes in this race.
Yeah, some genuine memes here.
Yeah, so you have Special K at $26, looking to go back-to-back for the first time since 2018. Surely not. Victorium, who's been a friend to our Punt Club, but gee whiz, he's one of the most inconsistent horses in Australia.
He is.
And then you have Masked Crusader. What do you do with him?
Don't know. Yeah, there's a few horses in this race where you're just worried which horse is going to turn up, Jekyll or Hyde. I think there'll be some good early speed, though, with Samadout and Dreamforce. Samadou actually running for the first time in a long time.
18 months. How good is it to see him back? He's Bjorn Baker's best horse, and he's back. He's drawn perfectly.
Yeah.
And he's been winning his trials by 6 lengths.
Yeah.
He can run a race.
He could run a race.
Yeah. He's the obvious speed in the race. And then not much else. Dreamforce probably will contest him to go out in the lead. And then, it's kind of wherever you want to take a position after that.
I think so, yeah. Really, really had a good look at Samadou, but I just figured it hasn't raced for so long. Trial races are so different to real, the real thing, and it's a Group 1. So, hope to see him run well. Glad he's back, but no thanks.
Yeah, I was thinking back to, must have been 18 months ago when he just stole those races.
Back to back.
Just led, got out front, catch me if you can, and I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Yeah.
Just, back in the game and back at it.
Absolutely. So, who have you got on top here, boys?
Oh, look, I can't jump off Biv. I think he was disappointing in the Lightning Stakes, but I can't jump off him in this race. I think there's I've read a bit of commentary saying that his Randwick form is so-so. He's run pretty well on some Everests.
Well, that's why I've gone with him too.
Yeah.
It's like, I always look at a horse's profile. So he was second up last prep in the Everest. He's second up here, and you're getting $3 to find out.
Yeah.
And you're at 1,300 metres. Please.
Yeah.
He's the best horse in this field by the length of the straight.
100%. I think barrier 8's fine because he can Bossy will put him in a seat, and Bossy knows him well. So yeah, I looked at the rest of the horse and I thought to myself, everyone's raving on about Sabatiano and in good form, but in this,
No,
don't think so.
no, she's a Group 2 mare, and look, this isn't a Group 1 field, but there's a Group 1 horse in here.
Yeah.
So. I've got Biv on top. I've got Dawn Passage. He's a Group 1 horse. I've got him running second. He just ticked every box for me last prep without much luck. He found heavy tracks. He gets on a good track here. He's versatile. He can go forward or back. Timmy Clark will get him in whatever position he wants. And then I've got Samadou just fading into third. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I found this race extremely tough, to be honest. I think, as you've said, Biv is, the class animal in the race, but just one horse I can't catch.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask what's your history with Biv?
terrible.
I've
I got off.
caught him every time I've tipped him.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think.
They'll end now, but
I don't think I've won once on him, to be honest. So that's why I'm a bit hesitant. But obviously, I think he's the best in the race. I do like Dreamforce in this one. Likes it fresh. 1,300 is no problem whatsoever. Has won at 1,600 before and 1,200. I think it could get out the front with Samadou and might just have a bit more in him than Samadou coming back after such a long stretch.
Been trialling well.
Blinkers back on.
Yeah, so I think I might stick with Dreamforce, who's got me a nice G1 win last year too at some nice odds.
Right.
So
that's right.
$12 for him to find out.
Wouldn't mind again. But yeah, I had a top 6, so found it very difficult this one. I've had Sabatiano, as you said, don't think it's a G1 horse, but it'll be there or thereabouts, I think. And Dawn Passage coming back as well. Looking forward to watching it race.
Yeah, fair enough. So look, I've got Biv on top. I've actually got Victorium running second. I think Victorium, if it turns up,
crikey,
could run a nice race.
It's knocked me off my chair.
No, I'm not about that too.
Yeah, look, I think if he turns up, he could run a nice race.
Mate, he'll blow this field away if he turns up.
Yeah,
he's that talented.
Yeah. And then for one of our favourites, Bjorn, I've got Samadout running into third as well.
Far out. We've all sacked Masked Crusader. Wowee.
I just can't have him. I just can't after that last prep. He ran well first up.
Gee,
but
Wayne Hawkes loves him. Like, he raves about that horse. But good track for mine is the big query. I think he's an elite wet tracker. Cool. All right. Well done, gents. Now we're on to the juicy stakes, but before we get into our tips, a little recap. So,
Eek, man.
Let's start with Flemington, our value plays of the day. So this was the race that a 60-1 pop won. I had Written Miss, who faded to finish either last or second last, so that was no good. No good for mine.
Yeah. So my roughie, Shallow. Shalar? I don't know. Shalot. Yes. To be fair, she was about $8 or $9 when I was doing the form. Gets pumped into $4 and wins really well. So, sorry, punters. That's not really a roughie, is it? But at least it won.
Yeah. No, that's fair. My each way play of the day, look, he started shorter than the each way quote, but Star of the Seas, he won very nicely, and now he's going into the All-Star Mile. Damien Lane reckons he's a good chance in that, actually. So, your each way?
Mine was Defiant Dancer in race 4, did absolutely nothing.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. And Montesira, gee whiz, she just another 3-year-old that did not measure up to open class. I don't know how many times I need to learn that lesson.
Yeah. Oh well. I thought she was a nice bet, but it was one of those days. It was the bookie's day on Saturday. But I had the big H, and he did absolutely nothing. He was actually stuck in there for a while and didn't kick at all. So hopefully he turns up in the All-Star Mile.
Yeah, I think Flemington. Oh yeah, it is Flemington, but All-Star Mile at Moonee Valley. Eek. Randwick. Now, you go first, your value play.
My value was Never Talk. Ran 4th. So
she was my each way play of the day. She ran 4th, but my value play of the day.
Crone.
It's the mighty Crone for Uncle Tony Golan.
Good work, Unc. Was never in doubt in that race. Just stalked him and pounced. Never in doubt.
Second time I've tipped her at over $10. One at 60s, one at 16s, and I was driving back from the Gold Coast, so I couldn't get on.
Devastating. Absolutely devastating.
Had texts flowing through. Thanks for the tip, mate. Didn't get on myself, so that's all right.
One of the worst feelings.
And my best of the day, Colette. Gee, she got in a dogfight with the wrong horse, VE. How good was she?
But Colette definitely didn't lose any admirers.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Going toe-to-toe with VE.
Yeah. I think over further, wetter track, learn a lesson there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And we said on the podcast last week, never doubt VE.
Yeah, and I did, and,
so did
that's what happened.
Here's what it is. Dolab didn't, though.
No. Mac.
Well done. Speaking of Dolab, my best each way in Randwick was Skylab. Ridden by Cousin Robbie.
Cousin Robbie.
Yeah, it ran 4th, I think.
Oh.
But, well.
I think Cuz stopped riding it. Yeah. Best, or are you going through your best?
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. My best was Shakiro, which did nothing as well.
Dear.
So,
yeah, far out. Yeah, a stinker.
I had a real stinker on the weekend. Sorry, punters.
Okay.
My apologies.
Flemington looks the harder card, so let's start there. Value plays of the day.
Dolab?
At Flemington.
Yes.
Yeah. While you're loading it up, mate, I'll jump in. The old punter's not loading fast enough for you. Race 4, number 4, Cheerful Legend. Ran really well last start in Moonee Valley. Looks like 1,400 metres will suit here. So a 2-year-old standard,
Oh my God.
$16. So
You've got an issue, mate.
yeah, I do. The young things.
Oh, the size. I found that race impossible.
That's why I've gone a roughie in that race because we'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cheerful Legend, $16, punters.
I've gone race 6, number 3, Spanish Reef. This girl, she will not know herself this weekend. She hasn't raced against this class in a very long time. Racing against her own sex, Flemington is a big tick. Second up horse. She finished off quite nicely last start. She looked cooked at about 150, kept going to the line. She knuckled down to finish off really nicely. She was about $12 this morning. I think she's been nibbled at to about 9s now. So, Spanish Reef's going to run a brilliant race this weekend in a very, very winnable Group 3. Dope.
So I've gone Flemington race 5 in Bella Nipotina with Pike on board.
Pikey.
Some good value there.
Yeah, on the quick backup.
On the quick backup.
Yeah.
Take it on Oxley Road.
Yeah, I didn't like a lot in this race, to be honest, and thought there was a bit of value at around the $7 mark. And
Well,
it's coming in, I think, at the moment.
Sticking at the same race, I've got my best each way in that race. Number 4, Forever Free.
Yep.
So do I, mate.
Yeah.
Forever Free.
She looks a stupid price at $9. I
I
can't
agree.
believe that.
I agree.
Like Oxley Road, yeah, he's a smart colt, but down the straight for the first time, I always, when something's that short, I like to take it on. And I don't think he really beat much last start either.
Yeah.
Whereas, anything that wins really well around the valley, that's one of my form picker-uppers, for lack of it.
Picker-uppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
So
fair.
yeah,
Look, I've got Forever Free as well. Thought the same thing as you.
beautiful. Doey.
This for best?
No, each way.
Each way, I've gone with Zatori
Fair.
Yep.
with 20s for the
That-
win.
That's an each way
So,
price by my book. So yeah.
You could almost swap your Bella Nipotina and Zutori around. One's a roughie, one's a each way price.
Yeah.
But
Well, maybe.
maybe. But if you launch into Zutori, is it really a roughie?
It's more of a sure thing.
Okay, best bets of the day at Flemington.
Race 3, number 5, Odium for mine.
Yeah, hard to
was-
argue.
Yeah, it was all over her in the Empire Rose. Last start, she lost by the smallest of margins.
Shout the bar.
Shout the bar. I think she'll run here. A bit nervous about Sosip on in that race.
No, he'll pop his neck up.
He could come around. We'll see. But for me, Odium's my on toppy.
Yeah, Doey.
I think I've gone with a horse that has run second to Odium in personal in the last.
Yep.
Yeah,
I believe. Looking at this race,
$3.
$3. I think that's a pretty good price for the competition.
There is nothing in that race.
To be
that
honest.
scares me. She's my best of the day as well.
There you go.
Personal. Yeah.
A couple of 3-year-old fillies, gents.
Yeah. Yeah. So these bloody 3-year-olds, mate. Honestly.
Getting sucked in.
Okay. Now we're going to Randwick. Now this is one of my... Now we have a roughie in the last at Randwick that's going head-to-head, DJ. So I hope it's the same one. Talk me through it.
I don't know if it will be, and I've got it in here because I like this horse a lot. I've backed it a fair few times before. Number 15, Archana.
No, it's not the same.
the same.
No.
Well, there's another roughie I didn't mind in this race though. Number 16, Lelude.
No.
we're still just not on the same page.
Look,
I'm reading the Chamber of Secrets. You're reading the Order of the Phoenix.
Look, there's 18 runners. So
There's a few.
it is an absolute dartboard job. But, gee whiz, number 9, Outback Diva is going to win this. My goodness, $17. That is an absolute gift. She went around at Canberra last start. Now, there's not that many good horses from
It's a
Canberra,
weird flex.
but she won by 2 lengths to quite a smart horse, Entente, for the Waterhouse stable. Beat that thing by 2 lengths. That thing's won a Group 3 or a Group 2. She's well over her true odds of winning here. Good track really suits her. Don't mind the draw. I reckon she could sit 3 wide, bit of cover, and if she can get outside the runners, she'll be screaming home. She's only a tiny little thing. She's the opposite of Yulong Turbo.
She's half the size of Yulong Turbo.
Yeah.
Yulong Turbo could eat her.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, Outback Diva for the Freedmans.
Yeah, fair.
So another 6-pack on the line.
Yeah, another 6-pack on the line. There you go.
You could equal it up this week, actually.
Could I?
Yeah, it's 5-4.
Jeez, come on,
Yeah.
Archana.
Doe, who's your roughie of the day?
My roughie, I've actually gone along the same lines of Jonesy with Lelude in the last.
It's a 3-way.
With cousin Robbie on board. Hopefully he can get the job done in the last this time.
Wow.
But I had Lelude in my top couple of selections when it won 2 starts ago.
It actually beat Outback Diva a couple starts ago.
It did. So I think should go pretty close to getting the chocolates this time around.
Well, there you go. Far out. You need plenty more than that in the quaddie, don't you? Yeah.
This quaddie could pay anything. Actually, Lelude is also owned by Honeycomb, who have the Sharon Very Elegant. So there you go.
No, interesting. Or is it? Each way plays.
I'll kick us off with an unraced filly, actually. Another 2-year-old. Who would have thought? In race 2, I believe. Oh, no, race 3, sorry. The Riesling Stakes. G-Starred. So it's number 12, unraced filly. Hawks horse, Tommy Berry on the back, $9. They really like this horse, trying super well. They wouldn't put it in this race unless they thought it was a really good chance of winning. So at the $9, I think that's a great each way play.
Yeah. Look, you could be onto a winner there. I don't know. I've never heard of any of these horses.
Yeah. Had a look at that race and went, okay.
Yeah.
Next.
On to the next.
Yeah. So, well, I guess to that point, could have something a nice sort of value there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I might follow you in there. Dowie?
Each way for me, I have a play at Dreamforce.
Yeah.
Very nice value.
I think should easily be in the top 3 in my opinion. So I think that's a good each way bet there.
Mate, I love the confidence. That's what I'm loving here. $12, that's an each way price every day of the week. Look, I've gone back to the well here. Race 6, first leg of the quaddie, number 2, Fiesta. She has...
The bane of my existence.
She's turned her fortunes around for me. I could not catch her, and then I've caught her 2 times in a row.
I backed her every single start. Not last prep, the prep before that. I think she got me 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then next prep, didn't touch her. 3rd, 1st, 7th, and a first on Derby Day. Just wasn't my day, was it?
No,
it really wasn't.
It really wasn't. But
well,
put the nail in the coffin for you too on Derby Day.
it did. It was shocking.
Yeah, so Emanate is a very short price favourite there. But look, Fiesta, she has the runs on the board. J-Mac, Chris Boller, tick, tick. First up, tick, dry tack, tick. So many ticks. So, yeah, she can run a race.
All right, gents.
Oh, yeah, you've gone. Yeah.
You have gone, haven't you?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Dreamforce.
Yeah, fair enough. So, is this best bet of the day?
Yeah,
Jeez.
mate.
Sorry, guys.
Bit to get through.
Edit that out. Put that in the bloopers. Jeez. Race 5, boys.
Yeah.
Horse number 1 looks pretty good.
Oh, no. It cannot win now.
Nature Strip.
Can't win.
$1.50. It has to win this.
When will you learn?
Lay punters.
When will you learn? He doesn't win at $1.50. He
No.
wins at $4.
Jump on at 4s.
Yeah, that's it.
Cleaned up on him last start.
Looks
Thanks
hard.
for coming.
Yeah.
Looks hard to beat in that race. Nature Strip. I've got to catch him.
Oh God, I disagree. But look, I am still a member of the Nature Strip bandwagon.
Yeah.
Just not in this race.
He's jumping off.
Yeah, just for this race, I'm taking a taxi elsewhere.
Jungle Edge.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Dry track.
No.
They'll scratch them because it's too dry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great shout. No, I reckon Written Beauty.
Yeah, fair.
Written Beauty's the one. Eduardo's the other class in the race, but he doesn't go a yard on a dry track. So, yeah. Who's your best of the day there, Dowie?
I have Mwanga for me.
Crikey.
I think, just going to explode
Far
and
out.
win.
That is huge.
I'd love to see it for you.
Keen to watch
Okay.
what's going to unfold there.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. I've gone Bivouac as my best of the day. So you couldn't get him over the line last time, Jones, but hopefully I can this week.
Please.
I just think he's
Redemption.
the best horse in that race by a country mile.
Yep.
But, he mixes his form. But that's us done. So in terms of Living Legends, I reckon we might do a place all up.
Yeah, let's do that.
3 legs. So we'll pick our best place bets of the weekend and we'll chuck that in and, chuck $15 on it, see how we go. But, Dowie, thanks for coming in, mate.
Thanks for having me, boys. It's been great.
Absolute pleasure.
Been good.
Yeah, but until next week, punters, we'll see you then.